Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and man, do I have indigestion. Woo! It's in there.
Yeah.
Everything's bubbling. I got all kinds
that
of...
vacation belly.
Yeah. When you don't have a gallbladder and you go to a traditionally southern town, I went to Charleston, South Carolina, and you eat all the flavors of Charleston. You get the butter and the shrimp and the grits and the lard and your fried chicken and everything, and you get it in your belly, and man... You have to. I'm recovering this week.
Oh, yeah.
I have a food hangover. Food hangover.
Well, because you go on vacation, you get out of your routine, and you also justify it by saying, like, listen, I'm on vacation, I'm living my life.
I like the routine better, though, because I felt like crap. Like
yeah,
yesterday,
well, yeah.
there was one part where I was like, I think I've ruined my inside.
Yeah.
There was one part where I felt like I needed to go number 2. But there's nothing in there. It's just my insides are inflamed. Yeah, my belly is inflamed. I got a hot belly.
Yeah.
And it's stinging from it's like a sunburn inside of you.
So lots to talk about. We basically took our week-long summer vacation last week, and Daniel went to Charleston. I went on this Florida RV trip.
And I refilled the fish tank.
Sam came here and refilled the fish tank.
I threw out stinky old fruit.
And I will,
we left our fruit.
I will have you know that in true Dan fashion, every time you fill the fish tank, I would run to my phone, load up the app, and see if you and your husband were banging in here. And you never did.
No. I did bring my mom here, though.
No nudity. No, I didn't do that because I didn't see your mom here. But no, I thought about it, though. I was like, I wonder if they're going to come here to
work.
Dump the water in the fish tank, and then maybe decide to like bang it out in here just to like lower us a little bit.
Off.
Well, here's the tip to
knock
banging
us
it
down.
out.
Do it on Tom's desk. Knock him down a peg a little bit.
If you go in the office, there's no camera in the office. There's only a camera in the studio, and then the front door.
Oh, you think
lobby.
there's not a camera in the office?
I've looked around.
Maybe it's either one of two things. Either there's no camera in the office, or the best camera we have is in the office.
So let's start out with Daniel's Charleston trip.
Let's also not frame it as if it were, Daniel just got a wild hair up his butt and decided to go see some southern delights of Charleston. No.
Nothing wrong with that, though, if you did.
I think people should do it. Charleston, I fell in love with the city. It's great. Charleston's awesome, and the people are great, and they're super friendly. Well, you know what I have found, and this is I've stolen from Tom. Most places you go to and most people you meet are really nice and kind. I've had every vacation.
The same people you're yelling at on Facebook
don't do that.
Are super sweet.
Yeah,
and
they're
nice
super sweet and nice.
They're polite to you.
They're polite. They make good food. They hug you. They're kind.
Yeah. They'll help you if you have a flat tire.
Yeah, they really will.
But they'll yell you on the
maybe
internet.
they'll give your daughter free Dippin' Dots.
They'll post a meme that makes you mad.
But Maisie had a dance competition. It was nationals, which I guess is such a big deal because they only do it once every 2 years. At least
really?
The studio that we're at, because it's a week long. It's a huge undertaking.
World Cup of Dance.
Kind of, yeah. Except nowhere near as corrupt. And so we go to Charleston, and my wife had set up for an Airbnb, and these dance days are literally sun up to sundown. It's like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
This is crazy.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
Like that is when you describe me the schedule. It almost seems like they're messing with you, right? Like, it shouldn't be that long. Like 12-hour days?
Right?
And I want
work days are 8 hours. So why is it more than a work day?
Child labor laws here.
And they're little. Like, for the girls that are like 12, 13, 14, I get it. You know, they want to be dancers. They're seeing what, like, girls that are, like, in high school, going to college are doing. And they understand.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, they understand it's a lot of work. And in order to get there, they're going to need to dedicate themselves to it and practice a lot. So I get that. But, like, with Maisie, it's really up to the parents to kind of help prop her up. She really wants to do it, but we're driving everywhere. We're doing everything.
You got to do the majority of the work. He's 6 years old.
And there's not a lot. And 7 now. And there's not a lot.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird. God. Sorry not to make you feel old. But it's weird because also she wants to do it, but like there's very limited stuff that I can do. I mean, vast majority, 99.5% of all people in dance are ladies. There's a huge back room for ladies and then nowhere for dudes to go. And dads, either you're a dance dad, and I haven't gotten there yet, where you're a prop dad, where you push out a paper mache volcano.
You'll get there.
You're pushing out. I will. Yeah. I'll be pushing out a mountain, a volcano. I'll be like.
There's a lot of, but before even Daniel finishes, there's a lot of people that want to do that, and they may not even need the volunteers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like there is a portion where like, hey, can I help? And they're like, no, we got it.
They got it.
Like they are the dance dads. Like they have enough that want to do it. Where it's like we don't need.
I mean, it's
10
a
people back there.
volcano. It needs two guys.
And 2 guys can help the whole show, and they volunteered and they want to do it. So then it's like there's not even anything you could do, even if you wanted to.
Correct. And they don't want you back there anyway. You're just getting in the way. So I get told to go to figure out something to do until, the dance. Because I'm there to see every dance. I'm right there watching Maisie every single time.
Yeah, but there's a lot of hurry up and wait. And, there's a sign up, and then there's the group meeting, right? There's all this, the whole 12-hour day.
They do like a pep rally, and then they get, a lot of it is awards. So they'll dance, but then they got to do the awards, and then all the girls get up on stage, and then they go through, and they're giving all the scores. And giving the scores takes oh my God. I have never spent more time on my phone. My phone this morning said, you spent 6 hours and 13 minutes on your phone yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like 6 hours. I was on my phone for 6 hours?
Because what else are you going to do?
Nothing. So I brought a Switch. I was playing baseball.
Smart.
I bring a Switch. I bring a cooler full of Mountain Dew. I bring a blanket. I brought a sweatshirt. I brought a
you live there now.
An iPad.
Yeah. And is it just in like a conference, a hotel conference room?
Like basically the conference centers that we have here. So imagine just a ginormous auditorium with let's say 500 chairs. And that's for the staff and their parents, and then a massive stage with lighting and smoke and
and they build these rooms in these hotels and these conference centers have gigantic partitions that slide in between. So if they have a huge number of people, they'll pull some partitions back to reveal what looks like the size of the Amway Center. It's gigantic.
Yeah, it's
never-ending carpeted, AC'd square room.
It's huge and loud. It's all gung, gung, gung. It's all dance music. You can't get away from it. So,
oh my God.
So what I did though,
but you have to go, and then you have to also support all the other dancers.
Yes, right. You can't leave early. If Maisie dances, let's say Maisie's dances, and we had one of these where we got up at 7 a.m. We had to be there at 8 a.m. for practice. She doesn't dance until 10 a.m. Awards are at 9 p.m.
Oh.
Right? So you got to be there. I mean, you can leave. You can go eat. You can go back to your Airbnb and whatever, but you got to come back and be at the awards because, and there is truth to this. There is a terrifying part of my brain, a sensitive part of my brain that understands and does not want to be the person that isn't there because these kids work really hard. And if you're getting an award at 9 p.m., then everybody should be there.
Yeah, supporting each other.
Exactly.
And you have to be there for the other kids.
Exactly.
But I was telling Daniel this morning when he was describing this.
Torturous.
Because everything would be a lot better if the kids didn't care that the audience was there.
Yes.
If they could just do this in a room by themselves.
Yes.
And they got just as much pleasure
out
of it.
And then just Uber back home when you're done.
The parents would be free, but that's not how human psychology works. The kids want to be supported. They want the crowd that adds to it, so therefore you have to.
I mean, every time I think it doesn't matter.
12 hours?
Every time I tell Maisie.
12 hours!
Or Andrea, rather, not Maisie. Every time I'll tell Andrea, I'll be like, well, I've seen the dances. I mean, she doesn't know whether I'm there or not. I swear to God, every time I say that, I'll be walking through the hallway, and then Maisie will see me, run up to me and hug me and be like, I'm so glad you're here. Something I'm like, who put you up to that?
Right.
Like, who told you to say that?
Yeah.
So obviously, there's commercials or that meme about it matters when you show up. Showing up matters. It does. It absolutely does. Proof positive.
But it would be so good if it didn't.
Yeah. It would all be nice.
It would save how many parents, how many hours of their lives if it didn't matter if you showed up.
I got smart about it. So the first day I was there, I was walking the hallways, and you just sit in they have benches and stuff, just like any convention center, but there's really nowhere to go. And eventually, at one point, when all the seats are taken, you're going to do what every dad hates doing in the 40s. And when you're in your 40s, you don't want to sit bare ass on convention carpet, crisscross applesauce. I'm in my 40s. I worked my ass off. I make money.
Right.
I'm a goddamn.
Can you bring your own
chair?
chair?
An adult.
Yeah, I'm an adult, and I'm not going to sit on the carpeted
You've
floor.
seen life and death.
Yeah, I have actually I've made a life.
And you've seen death.
Yeah, I created a human. I held my mother's hand as she unplugged her. And you're making me sit on the carpet like a goddamn dog.
Yeah, you deserve a chair.
So here's what exactly. So I'm walking the hallways.
You're an American.
Exactly. Thank you. I am an American.
And you paid $8,000.
You can at least throw a chair in there.
$10,000. Yeah.
Oh,
Give me
God.
something. Give me one of those canes that those those old people.
Oh,
love.
yeah.
Like,
The cane
I
Oh,
want
they
chair.
have
one.
the walkers now
Yes.
where you can turn it around and make it a chair.
Yo,
You
this
know,
one
Oh,
is a
yeah.
cane. This
My
one's
pop-up
a
hated
cane.
that.
It's a fluorescent green cane. You walk with it, and then it poofs out into a chair. And I see Asian people sitting on them all over the place.
But you sit like you're in Dangerous Minds and you're the teacher back where you sit back.
Used
What
to
a
call me that, man.
reference.
You know what I'm saying? When you're the cool teacher and you come in
Yeah.
and you sit on the chair
I'm going to turn the
backwards.
chair around so we can get down to brass tacks here.
Oh.
So I'm wandering the halls, and I'm like, well, this isn't going to work because there's no seats. And, and then you got some dads are like laying on a bench.
Yeah.
And I'm
They
not gonna,
gave up.
yeah, and I'm not gonna be anti that, but like I
No,
could be
don't-
sitting there with you.
Don't
like,
show me your weakness.
Yeah.
Like if you're sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Come on. Get off the floor.
I mean, like in primal days, I could run up and stomp your skull flat. That's
You could either sit or stand, but I will not accept laying on the floor. You're a grown adult.
Well, this guy was laying on a bench with his legs hanging off.
No.
They're all on their phone. They're
At
all
that
playing.
point, just stay at the hotel room.
Well, here's what I did.
Because what message are you seeing? Like kids are
Right.
walking, you're just laying there with your eyes closed.
You look miserable.
Yeah. Now you're like this is actually worse than you not showing
Right.
up.
So I'm wandering around the halls, right? And I'm sitting, there's no place to sit. And it dawns on me that there are all these other doors. I start to be a little, I don't know, a little sneaky, a little creative, because I'm like,
got nothing to do.
I've got 12 hours to kill before the award ceremony.
Yeah.
All I can eat is they had
Like chips.
popcorn.
Yeah.
It's Pepsi born in the Carolinas. You got to drink Pepsi. No
God.
Coke.
The thing
No Coke.
is, the kids have it good because they've got all their friends and their dance friends
Yes.
that they're all playing around with.
And they've got two slaves that made them that are putting makeup on them and dressing them like dolls. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Like we're saying, like, oh, poor Maisie, 12-hour day, but Maisie's
She loves it.
12,
He's loving it.
12 hours with her friends
It's like-
because you guys are just sitting there laying on the carpet. Like,
Thomas
nothing
Mann.
for you to do.
Ask my daughter about dance the next time you see her,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she will give you the most wonderful explanation of why she enjoys it, the camaraderie, the friendship. She loves being with her friends. And
I'm
seeing
sure
people hanging out.
you wish she hated it
I do.
because then she could
Secretly,
do
I think I
something
do.
else.
Secretly, I do.
You're like, I'm doing this because you love this. This is my sacrifice. 12 hours at a convention center.
Andrea's in our chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. And Andrea says, Maisie thought it was like camp. Yeah, she's like, this is the best, like sleepover. Daddy, sleep in my bed. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Daddy's been sitting down all day. Can Daddy run around the block once to move his legs?
The kids love it, but it's hurry up and wait. And that's the thing. Like, it's not you go and see your kid's dance recital. In the 80s, it used to be your kid did some thing every day at school, and then your only obligation was to go show up
That Friday night.
for
when
Friday
they had
night
the-
at the end.
Yeah.
And then that was it. You sat there in the auditorium, you
And
watched.
usually it was just mom. Usually dad didn't
Yeah,
show
my
up.
dad
but-
would
but
make
maybe
my
Dad
games
would
if
go.
he could, but if he was running late, he'd just like, fill me in. Did you score?
But this is first you're driving to Charleston with what I'm saying? Like
That wasn't that bad.
By the way,
I'll say, that's
why
not bad.
isn't
5
it
hours.
Why isn't it further? I drove 5 hours.
We were talking about it yesterday.
Dude,
to
it's not
Florida.
bad
I
at
was
all.
still in Florida.
About the
I was
time-
still in Florida.
TC, about the time, it was like 2.5 hours, about the time when you're like, this sucks. I need food. You pull over,
Yeah,
you gas up your car, you get some food, you get back in the car, you do another 2.5 hours, you're good to go.
At
No
least
big deal.
At least you're in 2 states. You know what I'm saying? You're in Charleston, South Carolina. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
on a
great.
different state. 5 hours. I drove 5 hours. I'm still in stinky old Florida. Hotter. Although the time changed, and then I was like, oh my God.
That did make me chuckle, your text about how the time changed and you're still in Florida.
took you so
Dumb old
far.
man.
I know. Well, because all of a sudden we passed a sign that said like, hey, Central
your
Time
clock
Zone.
back. Yeah.
No, I was like, what? And then because I was freaking out, I was like, we're gonna get there at night, and then all of a sudden the time changed, and I'm like, well, at least we're not gonna put the camper away at night.
At nighttime, yeah. That was, by the way, that was miserable. I was hoping you weren't going to do that, but I didn't want to weigh in on, camping and putting up the jacks at night, putting the poo-poo stick in out at night.
Turns out sun is worse. That at night would have been better. Anyway, so you're at the convention center. And
There's nowhere to sit, so I start pulling doors. I'm getting bored, so I start just walking around. I figure out on day 2 of this week-long dance convention that there's a meeting room in the center of the entire auditorium that's furnished. It's got water. It's got a Bluetooth sound system and speakers in the walls, and no one's using it. No one even knows it's open.
How big is it?
Bigger than our entire studio.
Okay.
Like bigger than our entire complex. It's like 2 of our complex.
Okay, and no one is
no one in there. It's just got chairs in there and tables. So I open the door, and no one sees me go in. So I load all my stuff in there. I got drinks in there. I got my Nintendo Switch in there.
Yeah.
I hook it up to a TV. I've got Bluetooth. I've got like all this different stuff. And then I didn't tell anybody about it. So I had like this secret area that I was going to. And then as the week went on, if I met other dads that I deemed not
worthy.
Oh, you tell them about the secret room?
Only if I didn't think they would be like. I didn't want them to be like a threat. And I didn't want, you got to kind of like vet them.
Yeah,
you got to talk to them a little bit and make sure they're on the up and up. And then I would let them come back to my room, and they loved it. And I made a lot of dad friends because I'll shout out to Nick. Nick was one of my main buddies. He bring my pizza in here. I was like, absolutely, I got chairs.
Oh, if I get a slice, bro.
Yeah, pepperoni slice. Come on in, let's do it.
Do you notice that all the other dance dads there, like I always see the other dads at like either swim meet thing. I'll tell you about that later. But I'm like looking into a mirror. I'm like, this guy's the same as me. He feels the same way about it. I
don't fit in with most of our dance. I would say I'm a little more maybe immature, or maybe I like more childlike things. A lot of the dance dads I meet are very grizzled and hard men.
Okay, all right.
Which is surprising that they'd be at the dance meetup.
There's a different mix. Like a lot of the prop dads, I feel like you're heavier, gruff, and then you get like a lot of attorney dads. And then you get a lot of like too busy for it dads. Those guys, man, to be one of those guys, that'd be fun. But I'm the tag along because I got nothing better to do, dad.
Oh. And so when you set up your little area in the convention
you don't need
center,
a little area.
I saw the area.
You got your little clubhouse
great.
set up.
You got tiny TV.
Yeah, I got a TV. I got the Bluetooth.
You got your pink drinks.
You got your blanket fort.
I got my pink ladies. I made a blanket fort.
And then,
napkins. I got some napkins.
And then
blow my nose if I need to.
So Maisie dances.
Yeah.
And how long does that take? 3 minutes?
Not even. 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
2 minutes.
And then do you have to watch all the other dances?
No, well, I think they want you to, but what I usually do is I walk in on the phone, sit down, watch my daughter, immediately get a fake phone call. I go phone to ear, walk out like it's business.
Because it's not like the typical recital.
No, this is not a recital. Everybody here is really good.
And all the lights are on. It's not a show. It's basically a competition.
Oh yeah, they'll put the lights down for the performance and then lights up, lights out, lights up. But
it's back-to-back performances.
Yeah, it's real fast, and there's no.
So it's not like
there's no bad dancing, by the way. It's like these kids are all in competition teams. Like they're all
they're nationals.
Yeah, well, they're all incredible. Like this one girl, we're standing there and I'm standing there with Andrea and we're just watching these kids do stuff, and Maisie, she did a duet, and it didn't even place because there's so many kids performing. And Maisie's a good dancer, but it's only like her first or second year. This is her first nationals, and this one little girl dressed like a pizza chef. Full pizza hat, full mustache, drawn on perfectly Cirque du Soleil makeup.
Professional makeup.
Professional Universal Studios is doing something like Mambo Italiano and starts jumping around, spinning the pizza box in her hand, does a backflip, opens the pizza box, poofs out multicolored red, green, and white Italian flag flour into the audience, glitter everywhere, there's lasers shooting.
This sounds amazing, actually.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm looking at this little girl, I'm like, holy crap. It's insane. They're athletes. It's crazy.
So, and I'm sure the mom is like a ex-dancer or whatever, and
they were some of those
choreographer.
Yeah. You could see those ones. You could tell by their bolt-ons.
Yeah. And this isn't just some because there's a difference.
Candy Apples was there. Do you know who Candy Apples is?
No.
From Dance Moms. She's a villain. Oh. Candy Apple's dance studio was there. All the kids. No, but everybody, all the kids who thought it was we got to meet Candy out. Candy Apples is over there.
Oh, so they're fans.
That's Candy Apples.
Yeah,
and I heard she's like a villain. I don't even watch the show, but I think Candy Apple's like a villain. She's like one of the dance moms.
But she's famous. That's all they care about.
Yeah. She's like, your daughter's chubby. Did you hear what Candy Apple said? I think it's like that. I don't know anything about it. I'm literally making this up.
But this is a world that I have I've never seen the show.
She just added a new class on her Saturdays, baby ballerina.
Yeah, baby ballerina is a big one for Candy Apples.
And this is there's some sort of giant corporation that puts these things on, right?
The applause, talent, dance thing. Yeah, it's no different than like your any big tournament.
Soccer, softball,
cheerleading.
Cheerleading tournament. And then so they have all these different businesses around the country that do these dance studios that you pay, and then they do competitions, and this is the national.
It's such big business. Like even the lady that choreographed one of the dances that Maisie was in
millions,
in from LA.
Millions, right?
Oh yeah. Well, this lady flew in from LA. This choreographer. I'm not bragging. It's just like this is what I was told. And in this dance that Maisie's in, that's got like I want to say it's got like 60 girls from the dance studio, and it's this amazing production. The choreographer flew from LA to Charleston, watched the show. Immediately went across the street back, got on a plane and flew back to LA. I'm like, what the? I don't even do that for my tiny small bit. I was like, I got to step it up. Like we are not doing things right here.
Well,
like
this is a
Maisie's
multi-million dollar
running
operation.
her stuff great. Like we are rinky-dink.
It's gigantic business. Like the amount of the money that people pay for the registration and all the stuff, and then
it's nuts.
And then like the reality show aspect of it is probably promoted at crazy. Like each I'm sure are there like vendors there that sell their.
Well, they're not really allowed to have vendors because it's their baby, but they sell stuff.
Yeah, like costumes. Like
they sell like t-shirts and shorts and. I think it's customary when you're a dancer when you come to an event like a different city, you might get a stuffed animal from that city, and then like to remember your, they have little things they do, and
Is there I wish there was. This seems like business. Like this could make money if there was like a bar area with a closed circuit.
This is my idea. Dad lounge. This is my idea.
Why don't they have a dad lounge?
Well, you and
they don't want drunk dads.
Yeah, they don't want drunk dads.
Yeah, because. The Mike B's of the world.
We saw some drunk dads yesterday at a competition, and it can get sloppy.
If Mike B had a daughter, I guarantee you he would fall through the birthday cake backstage. They'd be wheeling out a birthday cake for one of the girls. They're like, the real victory is Karen's birthday tonight. Thank you, Karen. So happy birthday. And then Mike B, this is my daughter. She dances. He falls through the cake.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I forgot about Mike B.
I don't think that Maisie is at all embarrassed of me, but I do hide. Like I don't want to be.
It's not about you. It's about her.
I just kind of tuck in and do what I'm told. And if you need me, great. If you don't need me, great. I fully support. They are athletes. It's incredible the stuff that they do. It takes a lot of balls to get up on the stage, just to even get on the stage and do that.
To make it to nationals.
To work, to practice.
And they got first place. The one
amazing.
dance, the one that the choreographer came and flew in and then flew out, obviously justified because they took the top prize. So well done, guys.
No, 100%. I mean, just the basics of practicing for something and then
sticking to it,
putting in the effort, going to a competition, and then all that is good. It can't not be good. It's just the rigmarole of the whole thing is tough on the parents.
I really
because
feel bad. Tough on the parents. It's not tough on me. I feel bad for Andrea because it's not.
It's an insane amount of work.
Yeah, it would never be. Even if I was a single dad with Maisie, there would just be some things I wouldn't be allowed to do, and there'd be some things I probably
you're not capable of.
Yeah, like putting on makeup, doing her hair the precision way that it has to be done. It's just that's not going to be my thing.
Yeah. And then there's a certain baseline, like you can't just show up. Like no one shows up to a motocross race with jeans on and no shirt and an old broken down dirt bike.
Like a styrofoam cooler on their head.
There's a reason why you don't see them. Everybody is like professional, right?
Yeah.
Because to get to that level, you have to be professional. But to be that professional, you have to have some baseline makeup skills. So there's money you have to put into it first.
True.
I mean,
it's an investment for sure.
This is not something anybody could do because like just the baseline cost to do it is high, and then time and effort is also like, what's the cost of your time? That's a week-long vacation, basically, of driving to Charleston.
The entire
week,
week,
just the gas money alone.
With sitting in the convention center the entire week, according to my Apple Watch, I only got 500 steps. That's it.
Holy smokes.
500 steps.
I got like 5,000.
Yeah, 500.
Yeah, because
I kept it under
what are you
1,000.
gonna do?
I kept it under 1,000. Hey, I know
Can
we
you
got
go
to
to
take
the
a break.
hotel pool?
Right.
We weren't in a hotel. We were in an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Do
Because
you want to talk about the Airbnb and the water park I went to? You want to talk about that because we got to take a break.
Yeah, I know Craig's here from Pyro Spot.
Awesome.
We'll talk some fireworks, and then we'll continue on with our summer vacation. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
Craig from Pyro Spot is here. How you doing, Craig?
Hey, how's it going?
So it's your busy time of year.
A little bit.
My
A
God.
little warm outside.
There's a new tent location in Sanford. Let's talk about that. It's in the Seminole Town Center parking lot, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that somebody's finally doing something with Seminole Town Center.
I know.
It took
It's
Craig,
right there.
It
Oh,
took our
dear God.
friend Craig to go and do something to that fine piece of
I
property.
think they do Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, they do.
And
They've
Pyro
tried
Spot.
everything.
Yeah.
They've done they started with a fair one time.
Yeah.
Then you're right. The circus has been there. Used cars.
So that's a new location in Sanford, and it's facing I-4, easy to get to, right?
Yeah, right off of I-4. And actually, today, we're going to make it a little more visible. I picked up a 30-foot inflatable that looks like a giant Excalibur box.
Really?
Yeah. And it's
Where do you
lit
get
from
that?
inside, too.
Sweet.
At the demo in Kansas City. And even better, like these inflatables cost $2,000 or $3,000 usually. Well, the company, because it looks like their premier product, they were selling them for $500 each. And I was like, I'll take 4. And even my sales rep's like, don't you only have 3 locations? I go, yeah, but they're $500.
Hold on, 30 foot? I mean, that's a
That's
3-story
yeah, yeah.
building. Hold
It's
on.
30 foot tall and like 8 foot wide. It's ridiculous.
So, 30 foot tall is gigantic. Like,
I don't think people
that's a
are able
3-story
to,
building.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's-
people are
it's-
able to see the scope of that.
You will see it from my 4.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it. How do you even blow that up?
It's
I mean, it's
the
got
fan
the fan
comes
thing
with
that
all the
comes
stuff.
with it. Yeah.
Well, that really kind of craps
The
all
biggest
over our
problem was
wacky flailing
like
and
mounting it because it's so windy and stuff. So yesterday we were literally filling 5-gallon buckets with concrete and putting in anchors and stuff to try and have weight to anchor this thing down.
Oh, yeah, because next thing you know, it's going to blow,
Oh,
blow
yeah.
down
Blows
I-4.
into a
Oh,
daycare,
yeah.
right
Yeah.
into a daycare, taking children with
God,
it.
that's going to be such good publicity.
Yeah,
So-
it will be.
So,
Bye-bye,
Craig,
children.
what's been the headache this year? Because I saw that there was some the problem with some trucks.
Oh, my
and
God.
now Pyro
What
Spot's
do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, getting trucks to just get the shipments of fireworks to
Gotcha.
the locations, because now Craig has an operation that is gigantic. There's 3 different locations: Longwood,
Are you big fireworks
Sanford.
now?
I mean, he's got to be one of
yeah.
the big contenders
He's
at
big
this point.
firework.
Yeah.
It's getting
big
there.
M80.
And so 3 different locations. You got to get all the fireworks there from your storage facility, which has grown massively. Like the scope of Pyro Spot's footprint is insane compared to.
Why do you have old Band-Aids on your arm like a,
I was
like a
listen,
granddad?
that was happening yesterday. There was like
Hold on.
5 haphazardly Band-Aids just all over
I
his
can't
arm.
take
I'll tell
Craig's.
that
Craig, I apologize
No,
for
I'm
interrupting.
terrified.
Yeah, this guy's you're walking around like my dad with paper
falling
thin
off.
skin with your Band-Aids falling off. That's what my dad. Are you gonna die soon? Because that's exactly
No,
what happened.
It was me and
Paper
your dad.
thin.
No, because I can't find the Band-Aids, and I'm just
That's
putting
what
them
he
on.
would say. That he'd put five Band-Aids over a big purple blotch on his arm, just bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. I'll tell you on the BDM show.
Okay,
Sorry.
fair enough. You're scaring Craig.
No, sorry, Craig. But anyway, so have you figured out the trucks?
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't rent a truck with a liftgate to save your life now. There's a shortage because, like everything else,
Handicap people.
beginning of the pandemic, all these people sold off half their trucks. And then you couldn't get trips to get new trucks. And now, like I know the guy at Enterprise, they have 1,500 trucks that they finally got chips for sitting in Alabama. But there's
That's
there's
what
a
happened to my
shortage.
Bronco. They sit them in a mountain until they get the chips, and then they let them rust, seriously. And then they'll go, when they get the chips, they'll be like, put it in there. And the car's been sitting for like 6 months.
Now there's a shortage of the aluminum to build the boxes. So it's God, everything, non-ending.
It's basically a gigantic accordion, like a traffic effect,
Yeah.
where there have been shortages. There was a no business, now too much business.
Our
and
supply chain blows. Like this
Yeah.
should terrify everyone.
Well, it got disrupted, and now we're seeing the accordion traffic effect of like, why are these happening? You're like, because such a massive shutdown happened. Of course, we're gonna have all these problems now, and then start it back up, and it was like, go. Like,
Yeah, and they're like, started faster than we've ever done it.
They've had to change the way we do business. So one of the things that one of the fireworks companies that I deal with did a great job this past year is adjusting to the rise in rates for shipping. So like shipping is up 400% since I started. Right? It's gone insane. So they make these giant 200-shot finales, that are amazing, but it's a monstrous box. But when you open it up, it's mostly just air inside the box, but size sells. So this company got smart, and they built a small version of that same 250 shots. It's crazy. But in the old box, which had 2 of them now, there's a box half the size, and it fits 4. So literally, the old box cost me $65 in shipping for 2. The new box cost me $27 for shipping, and there's 4. So they adjusted to where I'm selling this amazing firework, but you have to show it on video because people go, oh, it's tiny. Well, it is, but it's the same thing. It's just crunched together. But on the other hand,
my wife, I'm like, you gotta see this thing on video. It's crushed together. Just wait till it expands. Wait till you see the finale.
It's
going to grow. It's going to
not
grow.
the mass.
Yeah, it's quality. This is good quality here.
Well, that's an interesting psychology behind fireworks I never even thought about, which I'm sure over the years they've gotten bigger.
Oh, I want the biggest box. I'm an idiot.
But like, we're a whole bunch of dumb consumers that we see the bigger fireworks, like bigger, better.
Yeah.
And then they probably just make them bigger, which they don't need to, but they do it because it sells better.
The first time I thought of that was when I bought a giant rocket, and it had a plastic cone on the top of it, and then I had another giant rocket where the plastic cone had fallen off. And I kept looking at the one that didn't have the tipped cone on the top of it. I'm like, this thing isn't going to fly. No, they both flew exactly the same. The cone was just there for my brain to make me think that it was going to be a better firework.
And it's empty inside. The actual firework is only an inch right here. It's a little pancake at the bottom. The cone is this gigantic hollow cone.
Brain, just to trick you.
And then they get charged more for it. So you're like, I don't need the cone. I need the shipping costs to be lower. So they're starting to adjust with that.
Yeah, they've come across with a lot of new products where they've shrunk them down. But it is, like, honestly, we've got on the show. If I show people the video, they can't believe that's what's coming out of that firework. And it instantly sells. But because it's 35% less than the big version of it.
Right.
But it's the same thing.
This is a high thought, and I'm not high right now.
Yeah.
But it's still a high thought, I think. Is it possible to scale down fireworks? Okay, follow me. Would it be possible to scale down fireworks to the size of like 1/32 of like let's say this Excalibur mortar kit? Can you make a 1/32 version of the Excalibur mortar kit that would just shoot from like the ground to like face high?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, that's about how high it's gonna get. 6 foot high.
You scale down like die-cast models and stuff. Can you make tiny fireworks for squirrels?
or
animals.
a tinier tube or whatever.
Yeah, make everything. Can you scale everything down so it would still do the same thing, or does it need to be the size it is?
Because it doesn't need to go 300 feet. If it went 100 feet, it could be smaller.
Yeah, like the Saturn Missile is just a small version of the giant missile, and it goes 20 foot instead of 150.
Right, like when I hold the fish closer to the camera.
You're thinking like I'm thinking.
Like, why are your arms extended?
Because we're all just videotaping it with our phones anyway.
Yeah. So what's new this fireworks season? Is it more of the same? I know that every time I go to the PyroSpot tent, which I'm about to go because I'm about to put on the Van Family cul-de-sac display again.
My wife was upselling you so hard to Maisie. My wife was, Mr. Tom's doing his thing again. And Maisie's like, yeah.
Okay. This is a conversation I'm glad you brought this up that I want to have with Craig.
Don't be as embarrassing as last time, because Tommy started watching the fireworks behind us and said those were better.
So,
nice.
Oh, no.
Well, and it was because this guy doesn't.
Craig wants
plan.
again.
He doesn't
plan it. He comes in and he's like, yeah, I want to do a little show, just something kind of like Red Hot and Boom. You give me some stuff like that.
Well,
it takes too long for him to throw, and then he's like trying to size up. We got to do it here in the hole, and then his wife's yelling at him.
Well, because the tree cover, I have to shoot the mortars through the tree hole, and And to do that, I have to put the cakes close to my neighbor's door.
He's like playing darts. He has to shoot it directly through the hole.
And then I know they don't care, but then I always tell Craig, Craig's like, oh, you got to try this one. I'm like, it might be too big, Craig. But also, my boys are getting old. Like, I think I'm traumatized from the original, like, when my boys were the 1 and 2.
Oh, when you shot it at him.
Oh, no, I brought a giant cake, and it blew their ears. Like, it was too big.
Yeah.
And then Crystal's like, what are you doing? They're scared. And then I'm like, oh. And then ever since then, I'm still living in that
What are we
trauma.
firing off this year? What are we doing?
Okay, well.
I'll help.
Okay, so this is my question, Craig.
And no one will this year.
What?
Last year, he was riding around with his lighter.
Oh, no. He was not. Oh, my
Well, that's how
on
he
the
gets
floor.
I don't have to do the fast dad trot.
Riding, he had no
I don't have to do the light
had-
it and then the fat dad trot where I don't want to look scared, but I'm like, gotta get away from this. You
lights
don't want to
them.
run like a girl,
he
but you
lights
just gotta
them
trot
and
it.
then one wheel
Right until
away.
the one wheel messes up and he falls on top of the lit firework.
Oh.
So, Craig, here's my question. All right, 4th of July on a Monday, right? So everybody's got Monday off. I know we're all taking it off.
We are?
Like
great.
Monday,
3-day weekend.
it's a holiday. Monday's off, 4th of July. But it's also like nowadays it's 4th of July weekend, like Labor Day weekend. So the party's all weekend, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like
Fireworks start, sundown Thursday night.
well, the professional displays, they often do their display on like a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So then like I know like Baldwin and like all the other Red Hot and Winter, they still do Red Hot and Boom.
Yeah.
That's on a Saturday.
Well, Boom got canceled, but Red
Yeah, it's just
Red
Red
Hot
Hot.
was good, but Boom got
Boom was
yeah.
squishing
Squishing
it.
it. Yeah, he was squishing it.
Anyway,
How did you know?
So when should the people set off fireworks? Because I feel like
What do you mean, we the people?
Well,
When should we set off fireworks?
because my wife, I got my friend Fernando's bringing his 2 kids. The new baby Frank is coming in
Oh,
town.
you can't blow out baby Frank's ears.
Yeah, well, he's
You're
small.
going to do the same thing you did.
The mom will take the baby inside the house.
Nice.
And
You
the
don't even
van
know
family-
Fernando's wife's name? That is
wow.
Wow.
I'm just saying the mom take the baby inside, and then we do the van family
Yeah.
display.
Ladies, take the children inside. The commanders are going to be lighting off the fireworks.
But I was thinking, I was like, should we do it on a Sunday?
No.
Or should, and then my wife's like, what are you talking about? We do it 4th of July
Yeah, she's
Monday.
right. I'm
but
with her.
But then I'm like, well, people work the next day, so
Well-
is it more respectful to do it on a Sunday? So
It's funny you say that because when 4th of July falls on a Monday, that's the only year where our sales are actually higher on the 3rd of July than the 4th of July.
really?
Yeah, it takes a little dip on the 4th because most people do their parties on Sunday.
Because you have the next day off.
Yeah.
I hate a
To
Sunday
recoup.
party.
Well, no, it's great when you have a holiday weekend.
I like to party the day before I have to go back to work.
Hungover. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh.
So is that whatever? Like, what's the community decided? Like,
You'll see stuff
they do
starting
this
on
with
Friday.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Like
Friday,
when Halloween
Saturday,
is on a Sunday.
Get on the
And then-
neighborhood app.
Yeah, and then sometimes people will trick or treat on Saturday, and I get mad at them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, it's Halloween or get the F out of here.
Nice.
Because-
Throwing candy at
Yeah,
them.
I don't give them candy on the Saturday. I don't answer the door.
Because I don't mind setting up. Like, I know like some people's dogs get freaked out and stuff.
If
some
you
people get
don't
mad, but
do it on the actual holiday un-American.
Or, actual veterans
Well,
that have PTSD.
See, I hate to do
I
it.
care
Man,
more about the
I'm
dogs.
with Dan 100% here. I'm the 4th of July guy. Like,
I'm
that's
joking.
Independence
Do
Day.
it on the day.
I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to be
Yeah.
hungover the next day because that's the way it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm doing a 250-mile bike ride for the armed services. You know, there's a lot of suicide, and I'm doing a ride on July 1st to go along with that,
Oh.
just in time.
But what the because my wife's like, you do it on the 4th of July.
she's
Everybody
right.
expects it on the 4th of July.
Yes.
That's when everybody, because I just want to be the most courteous to my neighbors, where it's like, I don't want to
So
do.
you
never
shoot
been-
off fireworks right next to their front door.
Well,
Yeah,
because
that's
You've never
super
been courteous to them. Why start now?
Well, I'll do it one, like, yeah, this is the 4th of July. This is what's happening.
Are you gonna
Like,
invite them?
And I clean it up after. Yeah, no, I tell them, they come out of your house, look at the display, but it's like,
that's what you tell them.
I won't do it.
And you might die because I'm firing between a canopy Beatrice.
Like
and-
I'm not doing the D-Ed move is you buy your because Craig offers the specials, right? Like
Yeah.
if you
And
go
they're
there,
great.
if you go there early, you get the best specials. Like we've talked about this before, and especially because things sell out, the best go first, and people get there early, right?
Yeah.
But there is something to be said about like don't start setting off mortars right when you buy them every single night up into 4th of
That will
July.
definitely
No, I'm a
happen.
big fan of that. Go ahead and do that.
No,
And then come back and get some
Yeah,
more.
I mean,
If
like,
it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
3-day weekend, it's going to happen.
You're
Yeah.
right. If
No,
you
I
show
know.
up on the 3rd and 4th, please do not find me and ask me for our big specials and everything because I'm going to be losing my mind with 100 people who are in there shopping. If you want the best deals and specials, you need to come tomorrow.
Early, yes.
Yeah, the 29th, the 30th, before we get insane.
You know, the
Yeah, yeah,
vast
yeah.
majority of people that I see, at least in my group of people, I do get I get a huge swath of people that love fireworks. They just love fireworks. And then I do get a smaller swath of people that are all about like, but my dogs. But those dog people are so inconsiderate about bringing their dogs everywhere that I'm kind of like, well, this is just the way it all shakes out. Look,
yeah.
you get one day a year where your dog's terrified, but the rest of the year you get to be like completely inconsiderate to us. By while I'm at Ale House, your dog walks over and starts licking my leg. That's inconsiderate and weird.
we have the relaxation dog treats this year that I bought a ton of them, and we sell them for the cost that I get them for, just to have
For the
them
pups.
for people who look. I've got 2 dogs now. Mine are big firework fans, but they're also insane.
Well, your dogs are good
Oh,
Americans.
you fed them gunpowder. They're nuts.
They may have grown up around it, so they're not
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah. So
It's like a kid that grows up around guns in the country.
So okay, we've all agreed that the 4th of July is fine, but also
I mean, that
Sunday
is the holiday, yeah.
is Saturday fine too because
So,
they're doing the professional
look,
displays.
We
They're
have
doing the
people who
professional
are, yeah.
displays on Sunday, actually.
Oh, Sunday,
yeah.
okay.
But it
Oh.
depends what city. Some are Saturday, some are Sunday. Some are 2nd, some are 3rd. I think a lot of times it's the scope of the party. Like the crazy parties that go until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning are on Saturday or Sunday. And then the 4th of July Monday parties are ones that wrap up at 9 or 10 o'clock at night because everybody's got to work the next day.
I don't like fireworks displays unless it is pitch black.
Yeah, it needs to be nighttime.
I have a hard problem with fireworks displays when it's dusk, and you do that, sir, and you're un-American.
Well, yeah, because
Wow.
Un-American.
well, because
Gotta be. It's got to be black.
No,
I mean,
no.
as black as the sky can get.
But I like to start. Okay, here's.
We got to take a break. Do you want to take a break and
okay,
come back?
well, let's take a break and come back.
Okay, let's do that.
All right,
Let's
because
take
I'll
a
tell
break.
you what my display started. Let's start with the parachutes. All right.
Am I doing music this year? Last year you said you
yes,
wanted music.
Yeah. I need music. Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry, we'll just do another segment.
Might as well. It's fun having Greg here. Every time we get somebody that's a friend of ours that I haven't seen in forever because of the pandemic, I'm like, keep them here as long as you can.
We
'cause I
also-
haven't seen this guy.
We also did get a reminder that when we were talking about skating rinks and Craig's family owned a skating rink.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You're right. Who reminded us of that?
Tracy.
Damn, Tracy.
God, good memory.
I guess you would think with as much White Claw as she consumes that she wouldn't, but I think it helps her
Yeah.
memory. Is there
That's her
ginkgo biloba
superpower.
in that? Good Lord. All right, that's her 17.
Oh, and by the way, when I said I care more about the dogs, I meant statistically they live around my neighborhood. There's more dogs than there are PTSD veterans. I care about veterans.
I thought it was a hilarious
There's
joke.
gonna be email about that.
Well, I thought about
thought
it
you were just
because when
being
I said
funny.
I was being funny,
it's a joke.
but
It's a joke.
I was
It's
making a
fine.
joke, but then I was like, that could be.
But nobody laughs, so then you're like, oh.
Yeah, I thought it was like because then it's like Tom Van said this.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then I was
Someone
like,
will pull it out of context.
Like there's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
commercials.
And I'm like,
Look,
Van
I
said
listen to you
this.
guys all the time, and I think, I wonder what the thing that's going to bring them down is.
Right?
Eventually, there's going to be one thing that makes national
but
news.
it can't be because our intent is always to be funny and never for any other intent.
Oh, stop explaining.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Here we go. I can. You bring us back. I brought us back last
Yeah.
time. Here we go. Coming back and tell us about your display.
Okay.
And what you would like to do.
Okay, yeah.
I'm bringing music. I'm gonna bring our PA. And what if I
Okay.
DJ?
Yes.
Yeah.
3.
Let's do it. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Craig from Pyrospot Fireworks is here. We want to remind everybody the tents are open, 3 locations, one in Longwood, the OG location, a brand new location in Sanford.
Well, that's the one, that Seminole Town Center one. If you're close to I-4, that one's probably the easiest to hop into, right?
It's pretty easy to get in and out of there.
Yeah, it's like 2 turns. And then,
and then Eustis.
Yeah, you can hit up Eustis as well. I have relatives in Eustis that I believe are dead.
Here's
So that still counts.
Yeah.
Now I've been doing this every year since my sons could start enjoying fireworks.
And I appreciate the fact that you invite me and my family over to
Yeah.
see this. I appreciate it.
And I tell the neighbors, and they somehow they wander to the house usually to see what's happening.
I was going to bring that up. It didn't seem like you did invite them, considering your one neighbor who did wander down was like, I didn't know you guys were doing this. I brought my own fire. Remember that? He's I brought some old fire. I had this old mortar sitting in my attic for 20 years.
When I said I invited them, I'm lying.
Okay, all right.
You said that a lot with me, too.
Yeah.
Never get the invite.
And then when you tell me to invite Sam, I don't.
Yeah.
I say in the text, I'm like, hey,
I say.
He's so afraid.
He just turned to phone like
Turn to my dad. That's how my dad talks. I say I did invite Samantha. You're becoming my father.
God damn it.
If you just chop your legs off, you're my dad.
And I don't want to do the awkward where I go and knock on my neighbor's door and be like, hey, I'm putting on a fireworks display. And they're like, what are you? What?
You don't have their number? You got to have all your neighbors' numbers because they leave their garage door up. You're like, you left your garage door up, Stan. And he's like, thanks, Dan.
I text them one time, but then I never saved their name, so I can't find it.
Know who's
Just the number?
They text me. They're like, oh, this is my number. And then I forget
You're
to save
raw dog
it.
texting?
Yeah,
You can't do that?
is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
And then you leave the raw dog number in there?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I only know who it is, and then I have to scroll through the conversation
And then read
figure
it.
out.
Oh, my God. This is why
I do the
nothing gets
exact
done.
same thing.
Thank
Thank God for
businessmen.
Marsha. Marsha's like,
We're businessmen.
No,
I'm like,
this is
hey,
why
who's that?
nothing gets done.
My wife, I'm like, hey, who's that guy in the greenhouse? She's like, you mean Mr. Smith? And I'm like, oh, is that his name?
He's lived there for you've lived there for 15 years. He's been to your daughter's wedding.
He's like, sir, I'm your butler. I put your pants on every morning.
I said, me and Craig have a lot of business to worry about. We can't know people's
Samantha,
names and write down things.
It makes sense now that you're always on your phone. You're saying, like, you're sending an email. You're having to go back and
Yeah, he
read
doesn't know who he's
through a
talking to.
conversation to find out who the hell you're talking to.
Anyway, this is my display.
Okay.
So I start at dusk when
the
bats are out.
I'm bringing the PA.
yeah.
And I'm going to DJ
Yeah.
Digital Danny on the 1 and 2s. I'll have the music. You want all American, or do you want me to do, normally you want me to mix in some war, images of war.
No, I know. I
wow.
like these
I feel like it's very inappropriate considering there's an actual war going on.
I like the stereotypical Vietnam. You're riding in the helicopter.
CCR, yeah.
Yeah. What's the song about?
Red, white, and blue. Fortunate Son.
The Fortunate Son. The song about the New Orleans.
It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate son.
I love that. So anyway, I start at dusk when the bats come out. Probably gets the scares out. Probably blows their sonar out. I don't know how. Speaking of dogs,
exactly
what about the bats?
No, that's
My God, the bats.
The
know
bats
what?
have giant ears. That's how they see.
You brought it up. That's been happening over in Ukraine with the dolphins because the loud explosions blow up their sonar and kill them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kills them.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They've got dolphins in Ukraine?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They do.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they were all comedians, and then they got voted into office.
And then I start with the parachutes because there's.
I thought you were gonna say I start with my parrot. I was like, there it is.
Because no one you can't do parachutes at night. You can't see
what's
them.
a parachute?
Oh, they're basically they. Craig, you can explain.
So we have different single shot or.
Hold on a
cakes
second.
with
You've
multiple
never told a
parachutes.
guest to
I
explain
know.
what's happening.
I'm trying to. I started thinking on my summer trip. I'm like, I gotta get better at this.
And then what happened yesterday?
So
I said I was starting on Monday.
All right, Craig.
it
Please
shoots up like 50 foot, and it's got a little parachute, so it floats down. They do make some for nighttime that light up, and then they have daytime. And
And so
Get the nighttime, dude. Why don't you get off your wallet and stop skimping? You're trying to cheat Craig.
Yeah, the daytime
Just give me the daytime ones. I'll put a flashlight on them.
Oh my God.
I
I'll
blow
tape a
off,
glow stick to them.
and the parachutes they blow off, and
Last year, a flaming parachute went in your neighbor's house
And
on
then-
Suntan Sally.
Yeah,
the flaming
right on the
parachute.
roof.
It was
Suntan lotion's flammable as hell.
right on the brand new solar panels.
yeah, it landed right on there.
And I'm like, oh, that's burning.
You're the reason my insurance doubled this year.
I'm like, I don't know if the solar panels can take a red hot ember, burning cardboard.
And then your wife went inside as if to like exit
Yeah,
the
yeah.
family. She's
Oh yeah.
So I blow off the parachutes, and then while it's dusk, I do let the kids do the tanks. The pooping puppy, you can't do the pooping puppy in the middle of the night. You can't see it, so you got to do all the pooping puppies.
He's right.
I do some
couple of tanks.
the smoke bombs, which I let my kids run through.
Yeah, but your wife
I'm
says they smell that.
yeah. Oh, I tell them to hold your breath. That's straight woo-in.
Yeah, it's definitely a lab leak.
Oh, God.
And so
Every
anyway.
time they run through, it cost them 2 IQ points.
Yeah. And then it burns my cul-de-sac purple and like big purple spots. And I'm like, I wonder if the neighbors care about
lingers
that.
more than the Orlando City smoke bombs. I mean, whatever they're using in the Chinese smoke bombs.
And I'm like, I wonder if when I burn a bunch of colors into the street in front of my neighbor's house, is that,
pride.
do they? I wonder if they see that and they're like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" Or if they don't care, I don't know. I feel like
you would text them.
I mean, it's kind of like
I wouldn't care. It's a street.
It's kind of like the guy that put our carpet in that used his paintbrush full of adhesive, and he's like, "I'll show you a trick. I'll just rinse it out in your toilet." And now our toilet has glue all at the bottom of it because he's an effing idiot. Like, you got to do things the right way.
Yeah. I guess I should put some. You know how much expensive plywood is? If you get gone are the days where I used to bring out plywood and let the fireworks.
Yeah.
That plywood is $50 a sheet.
And you need that. You need that to prop up your paper mache witch that lives in
Fire
your garage.
on
Anyway, so I do all the smoke bombs. Then once it's dark, then I start
I have
letting
never
off.
been to a fireworks display at your house where it's ever been dark. It's usually dark when it ends.
Well, there's also
Maybe during the finale.
yeah, okay, because I start too early because my wife starts like when are you gonna start?
I think it's my wife's fault because my wife's like, Maisie has to be in bed in 6:15. So,
Oh
hold on a second.
Yeah. And then, now the kids are older. Maybe we start later or
we
whatever.
can go
but,
like 9,
but
9:30.
But the whole display, I spend an hour out there. So when we started, it takes an hour for me to set up, one wheel back and forth.
he one wheel's over and he'll grab a cake, and then he'll one wheel over, he'll set it down, he'll light it, and then one wheel away real fast.
Now, Craig, this is what I want to ask you about. So I've always, my entire career setting off fireworks, I've always
professional now.
I've gone small to big, right? And that's always been my motto.
Oh, flip the food pyramid on its ass. Goes big to small.
But
start with the finale.
Well, not that, but recently I have been working in some bigger ones to keep the audience happy.
You
because
didn't have me last year, man. You lost me last year.
Because I'll set off.
You lost my whole family last year.
A bigger one where people are like, "Whoa, was that the finale?" I'm like, "No, that's the midpoint finale."
Yeah, okay.
7-inning stretch.
Yeah. So do you
Little
think?
taste.
Do you think a midpoint finale is key to keep the audience engaged?
So it doesn't hurt. Some people they started off with a big one, and then they'll do the smaller ones and build up again.
Oh, I never thought about starting it off with a big
Huge.
cake.
Oh, yeah,
With
get
the
everybody's
biggest
Start off
attention.
with a
shot.
bang.
Yeah.
Video the biggest one you
That'll
got.
get the neighbors out of the house.
Well, that's what I'm also a little afraid of.
Are your parents going crazy at the end of the street the whole time it's happening?
Yeah, because we do it in front of my
It
mother-in-law's
is
house.
right in front of their house.
Are they just screeching the whole time?
You know what? I think it
I never
scares
hear
them
'em.
quite.
Yeah.
Like it must because they, I think, have
I
sensitive
think they
ear
get
holes.
firework paralysis where they
Yeah.
literally freeze on their perch and they stay that way for hours
Yeah,
until they wake back up.
I think my mother-in-law puts a blanket over their cage or something, and that quiets them down or scares them.
They
down.
can't hear it under the blanket. They're
How
good.
smart. People say birds are smart, but you put a blanket on their cage and they fall asleep. That's smart.
That
That's
seems
not
like the
smart.
dumbest thing in the world. Anyway, and so let's end with this. Because Daniel has been making fun of my finales, and
No,
even
I
my
only make
wife.
fun of it because your oldest son, who I love, he's so funny. He started watching the neighbors' fireworks, and it had nothing to do with the quality of the fireworks. That's what I want to make sure and preface for
I
Craig
don't
here. It had everything to do with the pacing of your display. The pacing of your display was off.
What was
and
he
you,
doing? doing?
No, taking too long in between.
It's that one wheel.
I'm not I don't daisy chain them
It's
together
time.
as much as
So
I should.
you lay them out. You set like 50 foot away from each other, 40, 30 foot away from each other, and then you light one, and then you go 30 foot, and you light the other one while that one's just finishing, and then you go back to the
Little
other
planning,
side and you
little
light
planning.
one. That way it never stops.
Now, Craig, I only have
We have
an
to-
8
he
foot
makes us
circle
blast.
because I gotta blast it through the hole in the
No,
trees.
I'm not-
and
Sam.
the vans. I got so many cars on my
Oh,
road where Castleberry, so
Oh, God.
people street park,
There's
and then that broken down. There's a drift car racer. He's got 18 cars in
Suntan
front of his
Sally,
house.
Suntan Sally has 2 Burgundy Crown Vics with doinked out tires that are like they're
Yeah, and then
doinked
there's a
out
van.
big. Yeah, there's the ICP doinked out
Yeah,
like
the RV. I got
69
some.
Impala over there.
Yeah. There's work trucks, and then
every
the
car on Top Street except for his looks like Mr. Cartoon lives there. It's like a LA street gang.
And then because of the tree overhang, I only
I
have
feel like you need a better spot to set off your
Yeah,
fire.
Well, where am I gonna go? I had the
no,
coldest.
this is the spot. Why don't we go up to the old the seafood bar that went out of business?
Yeah.
Set them off there.
They turned it
There's a
into a
skating
car
rink
wash
right there, right?
It's a car wash now.
Bikini car wash?
No.
That was out of business. The Castleberry Bikini Car Wash is done.
I know.
Unfortunate.
So
It's
sad.
done.
Baywatch.
Baywatch is gone, buddy.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Now they got little boys out there.
So anyway, because I don't know where.
More
hold
people
on.
are there.
That's interesting.
Are you? Is it okay to just go out to a rando field, like any?
Not a field.
Like, can you just go to your closest field? like,
No,
I think,
yeah.
like that's
You should
trespassing,
not
right?
do that.
Okay, yeah.
Like
you
I
gotta,
could go right over here to the airport.
There's a big ass field there.
And I can stand
Plenty
there,
of room.
and it's lit. There's a lot of these
yeah.
blinking lights. I can put my cakes there and just start shooting them rapid fire.
So you like there's limited space, but I feel like a cul-de-sac is perfect. Like when you only have one like a 2-lane street, it seems to be a little bit small. Like I feel like there should be at least a circle or a wide street.
Well, you just have like a tiny little hole.
That's what I'm saying. This doesn't
The cul-de-sac is usually great. The tree thing is really
Yeah.
kicking
Well,
your
he's
butt.
got really old and beautiful trees that come out over the cul-de-sac, and there's a hole. It's not really a hole. It's like a half moon.
it's all burnt from the times I missed.
It's not even a full circle, Sam. It's like a half moon that he has to shoot it through to get it through there. He has to literally
getting
be
through the
like-
canopy. yeah. And then I'm always like, when I see the embers raining down on all my neighbors' pool enclosures, I think to myself, like, it's got to be burning little holes through the top of them, right?
Your neighbors hate you.
You've got to be so popular.
I look at through my pool enclosure and I'm like,
holes everywhere.
yeah, and I'm like, am I doing this? I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I am. I think
You're
I'm
the only one setting off fireworks.
yeah, I'm doing it to me and everybody around. Anyway,
But that's fair. If you're doing it to yourself,
yes, that's what I think.
it's like the Peloton instructors when they're like, I'm doing this too. I'm working out with
Yes.
you. And I'm like, they are working out with me.
yeah.
And I get inspired.
If they just stood there, you'd be like, "Oh, you do too."
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you don't want your trainer to be bigger than you, right?
I had a trainer.
Yeah,
I had a
no.
big fat trainer one time.
And
Oh
then
my
they're
God.
yelling at you to
then
do
I had a-
push-ups.
I had
You're
a-
like, you do
I had a-
push-ups.
I had a big fat trainer. I was like, I don't know, and I needed the money, so I was taking the money and I was just doing the bit and talking about, oh, this training's great, but it wasn't great, and I was lying, and I was doing the training with a guy, and he was really big. He's a big man, and then they brought me a cake for my birthday, but they bring me a mini cake. They brought me like you remember this? They brought me like the largest sheet cake. Like it was a sheet cake for like a 60 people camp.
Oh my God.
It was like it would feed
You're
100
like,
people.
We shouldn't be eating this much cake. Like, what is this? I thought this was a training facility. Anyway, Craig.
Oh, that was like 20 years ago.
Anything else we need to tell? Oh, there's some Bye Fingers giveaways.
Yeah,
that,
we've got some great Bye Fingers packages. We just got in. I can't even believe the cups came in. The Bye Fingers cups, which they told me weren't going to arrive in time, so I canceled the order. And then they showed up yesterday. So I'm very confused
Look at
by
that. Did you get
everything.
charged or they free cups?
No, they didn't refund me yet, so I'm getting charged for them for sure.
You shouldn't. Don't tell them they showed up. Just say, where's my refund, and keep the cups.
I love those plastic cups. That's why I drink my White Claw and ice out of them. Like they're big, like 32 ounce
Oh yeah,
cups.
well, I think we downgraded to 16 this
Oh,
year,
okay,
16
yeah,
ounce
yeah.
or 20 ounce because I couldn't get the 32 ounce.
They're huge.
Supply chain.
Yeah. So ask for that if you go by Pyrospot. I know there's some BDM specials. We promote to only BDMs on the Facebook page. You guys know about that. And anything else that our listeners should know, Craig?
Come early, don't wait till late. We will run out of a few things again this year. Like everything, getting inventory in is always tough. Now, I do have more in this year than I have the last couple of years, which is great. So we should be mostly stocked.
And all the little things, the little incidentals that people like the sparklers,
Tons
and the
of
swords.
those. Yeah, we actually have a lot of those.
Had a lot of people
Oh,
that asked
last
where we
year
got
the
the swords.
AKs.
Yeah, we had Maisie shooting an AK into the sky like he's a Saudi Arabian prince.
Yeah. There's like miniature AKs that are.
I had
it's
more.
a fountain.
I
A
had
fountain.
more BDMs write me and say, "Hey, where'd you get your daughter firework AK?" I was like, you have to ask Mr. Tom.
The Pyrospot. And I was running and in supermarket sweep when people are, it's like a Black Friday. I was running over to the AKs. We were taking them out because I wanted to make sure to get one for everybody.
Oh, they're great.
Then I went
That
back.
is one of the things we are going to run out of.
Yeah.
They're great. It's like any kid, any adult will love a miniature AK that shoots fireworks. It's great.
And then I take the picture of all the kids holding them. And then I think to myself, I'm like, this will impress people. But also think I'm trashy. You could do it 2 in 1.
Macy's
Trashy
doing a
and
split.
impressive and trashy. So, Craig, thanks so much for coming by.
We love
Thank
you,
you,
buddy.
thank you.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Congrats on all the success. And here's to more, man. I hope next year, I hope we're 5 tents. 6 tents.
Yeah, well, I got that regular job that's that's a problem.
Do you ever want to do the superstore? Because, I came through South Carolina, so I was following through a lot of and there was a nice little one in South Carolina called Pyro Mike's or Pyro Matt or something. And I was like, hey, Pyro. He's like, Pyro Spot.
So in Florida, there's a law. You can't open any new stores in Florida. It's been in since like 2011, or I would already have a store.
So the lobbyists of the other firefighter companies paid to have that happen or
That's
something?
pretty
Is
much
that-
exactly what happened. And then they,
That is
they
not
made
cool.
fireworks legal a couple of years ago, and they were trying to get that little thing that had to stop, but the lobbyists kept that from happening. So.
Well, it's
Absolutely
yeah.
crazy.
I'm sure the people that own the stores who don't want any more competition. So
And I think even more fun is I am, while doing all the fireworks stuff and sweating to death on the pavement, I'm getting married on July 10th. Which is, we've been together for 11, 12 years now. So it's a tiny
what?
bit overdue.
I thought you were married.
Well,
Now here's a man that's got his priorities straight.
So
You
I'm
wait
trying
until
to
you
plan
need to do that. You
Yeah,
don't need to do
really.
it up front. You do it once you're successful. You got the firework thing rolling.
trying to plan a wedding while doing fireworks tents. This is the greatest thing ever. Like, I'm leaving here to go get some pants hemmed for the wedding, and then I got to go pick up my marriage license today as well.
But you live in Florida, so I would guess that you're not the first person that has sold fireworks while trying to plan a marriage.
Probably not.
You're not.
Yeah.
You just, there's no way.
iwantfireworks.com is the website, and you can go there and find out all locations and all the specials. Craig, thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So we were talking about our summer vacation, and we're going to talk about some of the stories on the BDM show. You got to be a BDM to hear it. We record it live on the BDM Facebook page every day, and it'll be out
every Monday. Not
Oh, sorry. Well, every Monday. I meant
Everybody will get
Hold
something.
on, we're getting a BDM show every day now.
Every BDM
You gotta be
will
specific.
get a gift in
Oh,
the
yeah.
mail.
every Monday, and then it'll be out on podcast, obviously, same day. But anyway, do you want to talk about the water slides first, or because that's pretty funny?
Yeah, we could talk about it. Like, we had getting up there. Maisie didn't have to dance in the actual national dance competition until Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was pretty much the entire time, and it was really intense at that point. But that opening, like Monday, Tuesday, we stayed in town, packed up, got ready, handled the things with the show.
Yeah.
Handed off. I had to get my mom's dog over to Andrea's mom so they could take care of Maggie the dog, and then we took off. So we get up there, and Andrea had put together sort of a loose itinerary of things that we could do before Maisie had to dance.
Yeah, and 5-hour drive.
5-hour drive.
Again, it's amazing.
Everybody should go to Charleston. Easy drive. Right about the time you're sick of driving, You get out of the car, you get gas, you eat some Taco Bell, you have a beef jerky, right? You get back in the car, you drive another 2.5 hours, you're there.
Atlanta's 6 hours, right? Am I correct with that? So this is less than Atlanta, Georgia? It's
more direct route.
Yeah, it's more of a direct route.
to the east, though, but like the southeast. It's like, is it more southeast than Atlanta? That's how little geography I know about the
Sam's
United
gonna have
States.
to pull up a map because I honestly I can't tell you.
Mileage-wise,
You're not in Georgia that much. It's about 480 miles.
Yeah. It's I'm curious to the driving distance from Atlanta or Charleston because
I love South Carolina. I could move there in a heartbeat.
And I'm not joking. If someone said, "I'll bet you $1,000 Charleston's closer than Atlanta, Georgia," I would take that bet, thinking that
Charleston is closer.
It's crazy. It doesn't seem like it should be, right?
It's awesome. It's a great city.
Because it's like really right above Savannah.
Yeah.
And Atlanta's
it is
way
right
Midland.
above Savannah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it is. The people are fantastic. The food is fantastic. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, the itinerary.
The water slides, yeah.
So Andrea put together, she always does this. She does it for other people too, which is like I keep telling her to monetize that.
Yeah,
but she's too nice to do that. But I'm like, you should just put together itineraries for people and plan stuff for a living. Like
Yeah.
If she did an organizational podcast where she just said what she does, it would sell, and she could get sponsors. And
she's crazy good at it. So anyway, she found this little water park in Charleston. Now I am lobbying for them to do this in Orlando. I want our show to spearhead it. It needs to start with Orange County because we have the best library system, right? Orange County Library is dope. They're our guys. Orange County needs a publicly funded water park like they have in, I forget what county it is in South Carolina, but wherever.
It's publicly funded?
It is a publicly funded, it's through the Parks and Recreation Department. It's called Whirlin' Waters. They have their own radio station where they play real music, really good mixture of pop, 90s, and hip hop. They have a DJ that's like, you're in the coolest place in the Carolinas. It's Whirlin' Waters. Oh, yeah. They got that guy. They got lemonade and pizza and hot dogs and snacks. And it's $18, and you go into the water park. And
so it's like subsidized by the government, so it makes it affordable for everybody. Like $18 a ticket is crazy.
$18, and the slides are better than anything Blizzard Beach
has. Is that
has.
less than Wonderworks?
Yes, it is less than Wonderworks.
Okay.
These slides.
How dare you?
I'm just saying, Wonderworks is a hunk of ass.
Their magic show's pretty good.
Actually, Andrea, if you can't call in, I know she's in the chat room. I don't know if she has time, but I wanted her to call in to help me with this because it was only $18 because the first time we went twice. That's how much we like this water park. The first time we went, one of the slides was down for repair, and the old man giving us the tickets was like, well, normally it's $20, but this slide's down, so I'm just going to take $3 off.
Oh.
And I'm like, no one has ever done that, sir. This is insane.
Well, that's because run by the government.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The next day when it was...
They're not a corporate capitalist $18 hot dog.
When it was full price, it was $20. But still
insanely cheap.
Yeah. These rides, I kid you not, there's two slides. I don't know the names of them. One is a pink slide.
You got the Washout. Is one of them.
Washout's the one that's pink. You go through a series of tunnels. It's enclosed. It's a family tub. It's huge. A huge
Your
family
wife's
tub.
calling if you want to pick up line 2.
Let's see if we get her here. Oh, God. That's not her. Hey, babe.
Hi.
Hey. Okay, so Whirlin' Waters.
Yep, so it's a Charleston County Parks and Recreation Park owned by the county.
All these kids are doing the little summer job, lifeguard duty deal, and they got it. But anyways, so we ride this one slide called, let's say it's called the Washout. It's a family-sized tub. You're in it, sitting crisscross applesauce, and you go through a bunch of enclosed tubes. It's dark, and then you come out of one tube, and I swear to God, like Der Stuka, you go straight down as a family, and then you go up one side like a skateboard ramp, and then down the other side like a skateboard ramp, and you go rocketing across this lagoon, and it is super scary.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's...
And, by the way, it made me think... water parks need teen employees.
Yes.
I don't want adults working at my water park.
I don't either. But
I'm like, get out of here, old man. This job needs to be done by a teen.
Well, here's where it gets weird. In order to ride the Washout, and this other one was a blue slide, not a pink slide. It was a blue slide. It was enclosed. The entire thing is enclosed, and it has a bunch of little funnels that you go into the funnel, and then you get swooped down. Like, it's hard to explain, but you get sucked down through the funnel until you make your way all the way down to the bottom of the slide.
Is it like the toilet bowl thing?
Kind of like a bunch of little toilet bowls that you go. It's super scary too. But like all of these rides, in order to ride them, because they're in the family slides, and I've never seen this in anything, and this is where it starts to get old school.
I couldn't believe this.
They have to weigh you to get in the slide. And when you go up there, and it's demoralizing because there is, and I'm gonna go through a phase right now where Maisie's calling bigger people biggies, and I'm trying to curb it. And I'm like using his teaching moments, like you can't be saying that, you know, you can't be saying like, oh, look at that biggie or that person's a biggie. I don't think she means it like to be negative. I think she means it as if like
literal.
Yeah, like that person's
Kids
actually
are literal,
right?
Yeah, they don't understand that that's gonna hurt people's feelings. So they're like, this person's biggie.
So
like,
exactly, she's like
it's like an alien. Yeah. They're just pointing the truth.
I will call you biggie because you're biggie.
And you gotta tell the kids like the truth hurts people's feelings.
Yeah. So I tell her, I tell her,
it seems illogical because you are correct. They are big, but you can't say it.
I tell her, I go, you can't just be calling people biggies. You might hurt people's feelings. Oh. But anyway, they have this, you walk up the stairs, so it's demoralizing because you push your raft.
Yeah, you already hooked your raft.
You have to push your raft to the top. So
is it a big round one?
It's okay. It's like a.
Is it like what Indiana Jones would jump out of a plane? Okay.
It's like any raft that you would be stranded like in the ocean. Yeah. It's that big. It's huge.
It's a big tube with a floor that's not inflated.
That's not inflated, and you hold it onto the rope on the side, and it's massive. It's like a 10-foot tall.
Yeah, the family
tube
circle.
Yeah, family circle, not the cartoon or comic. Okay, so the big tube. You push it all the way up the stairs, which is 3 flights of stairs. It's really 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Or higher.
I hate this system. I went to a water park over the week too, and it's like just have the tubes up there already.
No.
Also,
that's a liability, man. I saw so many people almost fall backwards on those stairs trying to carry these big tubes.
Have the scales on the bottom.
Yes, have the scales on the bottom.
So, no,
it's like asking if I have AIDS. The 30th question in the blood donation.
They need to test your ability to get to the top. So you get to the top of the slide after pushing this 10-foot raft up. You couldn't do it alone. I mean, you'd have to be a very large man to carry this tube alone all the way up. So you get to the top, and there's a big platform in the center that's raised. That's the scale, and it's huge. It's humongous. It's like, I think my wife hung up.
Yeah.
But the scale is like, it's humongous. It's like what any villain would have in order to like weigh a brontosaurus or a killing machine animal. Like if he had a werewolf that he was getting, like, I want to see how much this werewolf weighs.
It's like the scale at a shipping facility.
Yes.
It's like a floor scale.
But what makes it look so ominous and weird is there are these 2 poles on either side, and there's 2 scales. So one scale is for the pink ride, the washout, and the other scale is for the blue one that's called like the hellhole or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you go and you
Just call it back.
Your entire team.
There's tubular twisters, the washout, Riptide Run.
Okay, so
tubular twisters.
Yeah, there's tubular twisters and the washout. So there's these 2 scales and these 2 long poles next to the scales. What makes it so demoralizing is you and your entire Chungus team, and I'm including myself in that. You have to go and stand on the scale together, and then you don't get away.
Does the whole line watch you?
Yes, everyone is looking at it. Wait, watch this.
Horrifying.
And you're standing on the scale as a Chungus, so you're dripping wet with your boobies out and your belly out. You got your teeth out. And then here's how you find out if you get to go or not. There's a light on the top of the pole, and if the light turns green, you can go. If it turns red, hey, fat ass, take your tube back down.
Oh, you're going to take your tube down?
Take your tube back down, fat ass.
Do you have to walk down the same stairs past everybody? You just walk.
The walk of shame.
No.
You have to walk. In South Carolina, they are strong people in South Carolina. They are not weak. They are strong.
So, did you see a family
Yes,
get
we
denied?
saw multiple Chungus families get told to leave the slide because the red light went on. I'm sorry, you can take out you can take your son out, and you and your big fat wife can go down. It's how they did it. I'm not saying this. Don't get mad at me. Don't add me.
Yeah. This is the system.
I didn't put the scale up there.
Yeah. So,
and plus, I'm little. I weigh 156 pounds. Put me on the scale all day long. You put 150 of me in the
is there any like verbiage anywhere or signs that say like if your
scale,
family
pole, light? That's it.
Because if your family weighs over like a ton, you can't.
It says it's a very narrow. You have to be 150 to 300 pounds. That's it.
That's it
to go on this ride.
It's
a very small window.
But your whole family's got to be more than, like, my whole family weighs more than 300 pounds.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the tube, could barely fit Daniel, me, and Maisie. So your whole family, like, I think your boys and you guys could go. But yeah, it's like 2 adults.
It's a little
and
tight.
Kids,
No, me and Crystal were
you know,
300.
No, you could do it. No, you could do it. You definitely could do it. Like, but there were people getting denied. But yeah, they don't even.
That's tough.
They don't even mess. You go up there and you stand. So me and Maisie and Andrea got up there and we stood and I looked at the light and book, it turned green. I'm like, oh, thank God. And we get in our raft and you go. And Andrea, tell me these rides were not scary.
No, they was. Like, you come on, your heart is in your chest, and you're like, oh, my gosh. But I do have to say, what makes me laugh is that this was a better water park 5 hours away than what we did in Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It made me so mad that was
Yeah.
at our, we went all the way to
$5,000 down the drain. We could have driven 5 hours to Charleston for $18. Had the best water park experience I've ever had in my life.
I know TC loves those kind of
Oh,
things.
it's a great water park. Man,
yeah,
shout
yeah.
out to Whirling Waters. I want a Whirling Waters in Orlando. It would work. You mean to tell me a value water park where you're not having to deal with the theme parks overpriced and something that would make money for the county? That wouldn't work?
The food, did you tell them about the drink? You buy a cup from them for $11. Refills are $1.
Yeah, all day long. As much
soda,
soda as you want,
like,
$1.
huge cup.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where I'm sure, like these, like Charleston, these places in the South, like they need not only like like you said, like Parks and Rec put money behind it, but they also need like attractions and stuff for their community to do. They don't have Disney World
right.
and every other park.
But not everybody can do Disney. That's
No,
why
I
this
agree.
is so great. You
Well,
know,
I mean, what does Blizzard Beach cost? There's
Ooh.
$100 a ticket at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, probably.
Probably like 110, I think. Or
this was
something.
$20 a ticket, 18 the first time we went, and we actually got the weight wrong. It's 150 to 550 and 150 to 500 on the respective slides.
Oh, so you got to be more than 150 to even
Yeah.
ride.
Right.
So you got to
Yeah.
be between 150 and 500, probably because the too light is not going to work.
But a
good.
lot of people are getting turned away because, in South Carolina, just being real, when you work hard and eat hard, you and your wife might weigh more than 500 pounds.
Oh,
You
yeah,
might.
for sure.
That's a real deal.
I mean, if you're 300 and then your wife's 200, it's not that
then
that hard to get the 500 pounds. I mean, you got even a regular family with 2 kids. If your kids are like 10 to 14 years old, you could easily pass
But
500.
here is something that was like kind of weird and refreshing. I saw that, and immediately, because of I've been conditioned through our theme parks, right?
But
There's no way that would happen, right? Like at Disney or something like that, because they'd be afraid of being sued
Yeah.
or you're making fun of fat people.
Oh,
or what.
yeah.
But like there was no, like, I'm not trying to be that
You
guy,
know why?
but like
Because
nobody cared. Everybody was
People
like,
are saying they do it at Volcano Bay. I've never been, so I don't know.
Oh, they do
but
it. The
Yeah,
weight.
They have a weight with the light.
At Volcano Bay,
Yeah,
really?
That's what I'm
oh, that's hurting
being
people's
told,
feelings.
yeah.
Oh, but you know what? I'm
I mean,
proud
it's a
of-
safety thing. I mean, well, you don't want your family flying out of the side because
Right.
your 800 pounds is whooshing out the corner.
I will say that this ride, the pink one, where it's like a skateboard ramp when you go up one side and down the other, is very much feels like you are going to fly out of the tube and die. Like, it is very scary.
But you know what's okay? What the thing to me that's the most awkward part is there is a decision to be made as you walk up with your family, because I'm sure there's some sort of sign saying like, "Hey, we'll weigh you at the top." There's some sort of warning, I guess. And you're walking up there, and then you have your family. You're looking at it like someone's thinking, "We're not gonna make it." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you have to know, or at least know that it's gonna be close. Like, you look at 500 pounds, you start doing the math in your head, and then you're like, "I don't know what my wife weighs,
well,
but
but then
I
I talked about this with Andrea.
and then you're like, "My son, he's got T's."
No, I thought about this.
We're never gonna make it.
Yeah, I thought about this with Andrea. When everybody there only drinks cheer wine because it's the official drink of the Carolinas. When everybody there only eats, fast food. But here's what I would do, because there was one guy that went up there, and I didn't get to see what happened, but he was a very large man, and I think he could have probably gone by himself and been like the big kahuna or something. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, I could ride up. I mean, I weigh 180. It's like, and so.
But you're not going to go as high. So you need to get close to that 500 to really go up the ramp and really fly back down.
Oh, yeah, we put my whole family together. We're getting up there, but don't you know, like that? Like, okay, say Big Rick, right? And
Leave
have
him
an obsession with
alone.
Big Rick now.
He
You
was
have-
getting at
he's
him
a giant.
yesterday.
I like making fun of him. It's so nice.
You have like some sort of weird affection towards him.
I like making fun of nice giants. I don't know what. I don't know.
EJ,
Yeah. yeah.
Because you know they're not going to do anything.
Yeah, because they're too gentle and nice to ever hurt me, but they could if they
You
wanted
were
to.
giving
kill
muscles
me.
for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, but if Big Rick, like, let's say he starts a family one day, and let's say, like, even though
The Big Rick.
yeah, even though his wife, let's
Some
say,
little Ricks.
let's say his wife's a normal size woman that's, normal mom size is what?
150.
175, 180. All right, like I'm going 180 or whatever. Just
I don't want a 180 wife. Good
No,
Lord,
but
yuck.
I'm just saying it's
Don't at me. I'm kidding.
and then you got some kids, and you're Big Rick. You're gonna have big kids, right? And then you're standing there, and you're
we
like,
got to split up.
well,
Yeah,
either
you
that,
probably would have to.
Divide and conquer.
or you're just like, we can't all ride together. Let's just all know that and bring two rafts on because it's gonna be awkward when we get on the scale and we fail. Anyway. I just said, like, don't you? I mean, is there anybody that was close and are like, oh, what? And they're surprised.
They don't let
They
you
know
because they're not looking at the numbers. It's literally a good idea to just do
just-
green or red because if you're getting close, then you're gonna say like,
Right.
go spit off the side of the thing. I gotta go take a poop. I can ride.
But no one was surprised. Like they were
No.
like, "What? I can't believe they were like, oh, we knew."
Nobody got mad. Yeah, nobody got
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
Everybody
'Cause you
accepted
know.
their fate. I saw one red. Go ahead.
I was to say, I will say these teen kids that were in charge of that and the height thing, they are no nonsense. They are
were.
not going to let you on. They it was giving them like BDE to tell like these people that you cannot ride.
Yeah, they
or
were
you are
very
not
confident.
tall
Like
enough.
that's a one thing that I noticed. The South Carolina teens were a lot more forceful and stern than a good Florida teen working at Universal or Disney. I can walk all over a Disney teen. They can't. They're not going to
Yeah,
tell me
but
nothing.
we're-
But these South Carolina teens, they were telling me about my ass. They were like, "Sir, get over here!" I said, "Get to the right."
Yeah, you know why?
They
Because
made some guy take back his like snacks and his because they won't let you bring in snacks, and they made them take it back to their car.
They were very assertive.
the corporations, the corporate teens, they've all been. It's been drilled into their head like it's all about customer service. We don't need to. They're afraid to say anything because they're going to get sued. Their corporations told them like, do not make our customers mad so much that they're afraid to say anything. These government water park teens, first they can't get sued. They're the government. Like, good luck suing
Yeah,
the
they got-
government.
they got
You
a little
can't.
power.
And then also you work for the government. You can't get fired. So you can't get fired. You can't get sued. You could be a D-head. It doesn't matter. What you pay $20 to get in here. You know what I'm saying? I can't be fired. I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
But if you're in the area of Charleston and looking for something to do with your kids, I'd give Whirling Waters Water Park I give it
Sounds great.
2 thumbs up. It was great. Good idea, That was great.
Glad all my hard planning work paid off.
Oh, can you bring booze? And I guess you're
No
not
snacks.
drinking.
You can't bring snacks in, so I'm guessing.
Well,
there's-
I mean, we did. We brought snacks in.
Yeah.
Just
There
the
was no
guy.
alcohol there.
The guy didn't hide his snacks. Andrea has everything hidden, and I had, I had everything I needed. A little vape pen action. We were good.
Oh, we'll end with this. I forgot because I haven't gone to like North Florida and the South and in a while. I went. I was on Sunday.
You're like, I don't think I'll get an abortion today.
I was I saw White Claw at the CVS. Of course, I had me go up there to buy something
What's this? I've never had a White Claw. Let me try one of these.
next to the campsite. I need to buy paper plates and some other stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
I always
buying
forget
that.
a couple things. Buy the salt and pepper.
And then I saw White Claw, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just grab a 12-pack while I'm at it because I'm kind of running low."
Yeah, I'll try this.
And then
inventory's getting low.
and then I go up, I bring it, and then they're like, "Sorry, sir, we don't sell alcohol on Sundays."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
And
right?
it's in like Mariana County, Florida, whatever. And
Andrea
then I'm
got
like,
carded for non-alcoholic beer.
and I'm like, it's
Yep.
2022.
Yeah.
I know.
You don't sell alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah.
And,
Isn't that nuts?
and then I'm like, oh, that's the problem. Like, there's still places like this.
Yeah.
All right, babe. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
And I'm like, we have TikTok. You don't have
I
to sell
know.
alcohol on Sundays.
I know it's weird.
Like, what? Why?
Or now, but there are certain, like around here, it's counties, right? Like
believe it is
Orange,
counties,
you
yeah.
can. So like here, I can buy on Sunday, but after
And
11.
it's also weird with times as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know there's like morning, like buying booze. And, like,
I'm an effing adult.
I
Let me
think
buy
you
what
guys
I want
though.
when I want.
You guys don't do the Sunday thing, right? Seminole County doesn't do that.
No,
No.
well, no one does Sunday anymore at all.
I thought
here,
Orange did. It
a lot
has
of
to be
Georgia
11.
counties do, but Not a lot in Florida.
And this was
Yeah,
in the
Georgia's
morning. This was
definitely like
all day. Like,
Yeah, I know.
like do not sell on
From midnight to
Sunday.
midnight, yeah.
And-
Orange is 9:30, but it used to be 11 because I can remember going up there and waiting.
yeah,
And that's how you know you have a drinking problem. If you're waiting for alcohol because it's not
yeah.
open yet.
I'm like, this is stupid. what Sunday? All of Sunday? I'm like, that's when people drink. You don't sell when they want it.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. We're gonna tell some more stories. You got a bunch more on the BDM show.
Yeah, sign up to be a BDM. Just go to tomanddan.com, sign up. You get extra shows.
Yeah,
And events have been starting. You guys.
Yeah, we got a BDM beach party that I talked to. Like, not only we had carts and kegs. We'll talk about that on the BDM show, and then our beer release. Thanks to everybody who came out.
That was so fun.
To Hourglass. That was fun. It was old school. We haven't done.
I've never kissed more men than I did at that. Man.
There was a
Hey,
lot going on.
we're just doing dad jokes on the same mic. I'm just like having people are putting it in their mouth, and I'm like putting it in my. I'm like, I guess we're back to doing it.
I got my neck licked from the bottom of my shirt
Yeah.
all the way, and then somebody put their tongue in my ear, and I'm like, I don't even think girls have. My wife has never tongued my ear.
I remember 2 years ago, we're like, we're never gonna shake hands again.
Yeah, this has changed. The world has changed. No, we're back better than ever.
Worse than ever.
Yeah. We want to kiss each other now more than ever.
Yeah, I was like, why are you kissing me?
There's more kisses. Anyway, all right. Bye bye.